Yo, what's going on, my brothers and sisters, and everybody watching? My name's Javier. For those who don't know, AWOL Customs, world's fastest Accord, which kind of doesn't exist right now. But besides the point, today we're going to be talking about some intake manifold differences with Skunk2 Ultra Street. And I got some cool stuff coming up and some more new builds that are going to be coming up in this channel. Let's get to it. All right, so here it is. This is the car we're going to be building. It's a 1991 MR2. Used to be a factory turbo. Obviously, I don't know what happened with all that. Somebody swapped the motor out. Had a K swap. K swap had a rod knock. The fabrication on this thing was just terrible. Probably some of the worst fabrication I've seen. They cut this thing all up, unfortunately, like they do all the MR2s. They cut all the trunk out. And it was just, to me, it was very poorly done. I'll see if I have some pictures to upload on here and put them up on the screen. But this thing just needs Jesus. Well, in this case, it's getting AWOL because that's all we got. So I'm going to bring this thing back to life. I am going to be doing all the fabrication on it. I'm going to do all the new intake setup, water to air, the whole exhaust system on it. I am going to seal the firewall back up and seal the trunk so this car can actually have a trunk again. I'm going to seal these holes and do a complete full exhaust system. Now that, don't mind the Jeep. That's my girl's Jeep right there. That's the baby of the house. We have so much fun with that thing. We love it. But the main thing on this video today is we are going to be talking about intake manifolds. Skunk2 Ultra Street. What do we have here? We have a real one and we have a fake one. So the problem here is the differences between the two that I would like to show you guys in case you guys decide to go with these cheap eBay fake manifolds. I ended up getting this at a deal. So I picked it up because why not, you know? But I did have a real Ultra Street here to compare the differences. And then this one's the one for that red MR2. It's my buddy's car that we're going to be throwing in there. So he wants some serious jam. Not bad for the price on these Jack Spaniel ones as well, I guess. But the main purpose of the video again is these two. Now let's get into the differences. The differences that are very noticeable right off the bat is the finish. The finish on the actual Skunk 2 is very shiny compared to this dull, crappy looking finish. That's a first step. Then also we have a lot of casting imperfections, as you can look in there, and you can see the inconsistency of the casting material. I don't know if the camera could catch it good, but all those lines are pretty much way off. The badge, terrible, terrible, terrible on that badge. So badge is super flimsy compared to the Skunk 2. You can't even bend this if you want to try. I mean, obviously you could bend it, but it would take a lot of force. The red on this badge is very, very bright compared to that red if you look at them side by side. And another thing is the Skunk 2 badge is a lot bigger than the fake badge. But look at the red, how crappy it is compared to how nice and bright that one is. And look at the number and the lettering. Look at that two versus that two. I mean, that's a big difference. They are trying hard to make this happen, but definitely a big difference. And if you look at this badge, all the ends are nice and square, and the lettering is really executed nicely compared to this one. This one has all rounded edges. I'm talking about inside the block. Then again, the Skunk 2 badge does not fit this manifold. It's a lot bigger, so it won't even fit in here versus this one. This one drops in, and it's not even a tight fit like the Skunk 2 is. They also use some very cheap tape. I mean, again, look how flimsy that is. It bent just from me messing with it. You can't bend this that easy. So the porting, or these holes, see how they're nice and oval and everything is smooth, all transition on all these, right? Well, when you get to this thing, this is pretty comical here. Look at the difference on how poor casting material, and then look at this last runner. Like, what the hell's that? It's not even completely oval, but that's Could be an easy fix if you know how to port, or if you have some bits, you can actually trace this. You could put the cheap gasket they send you with it on here and actually trace it out. It's another thing. The Skunk 2 actually comes with a black gasket, totally different for this thermal gasket for the intake versus this cheap white thermal gasket here. But again, I mean, you could use it. It's not that bad. You can actually fix it. A little bit of porting will go a long way to clean all this stuff up. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Would you run this manifold on your car? Well, guys, let me know. I mean, I want to read in the comments. Would you run this manifold for your build? I mean, it's a cheap manifold. They're like $200 on eBay or something like that. I got this one on Marketplace for a heck of a deal. So I just said, you know what? Why not? Let me see what the differences is and compare it to a real Ultra. But I really would like to know if you guys would run this on your build as well. Let me know. And again, a few other things that I noticed on the casting material. You can see how there's a lot of inconsistencies, such as this just sticks out compared to these. This one, everything is smooth. Obviously, Skunk 2 uses a better machining process. I'm sure they got a nicer mold. Everything is smooth on it compared to this. Like, that's just a mark. Then these are actual casting dimples or whatever you call these things. But a lot of inconsistencies. The inside as well. It's not as clean as the Skunk 2 is. But let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know below. Would you run the cheap manifold, or would you just buy the expensive real deal Skunk 2 manifold? I mean, even this one, I added stainless steel hardware to it. This one came with some probably fake stainless steel hardware, but I mean, not bad for 200 bucks new on eBay, I guess. And then another wild one. I mean, look how nice and flat that sits on the toolbox, right? There's no movement at all. Then look at this. You can see the gap. You can see the freaking gap on here. Look at that. It just, you can move it back and forth. It's definitely not flat at the bottom. So I'm sure this surface will probably need to be machined and decked to be 100% true. So that's another problem with these replicas, you know. I don't know. I don't know if you guys would run it. Is it worth running it? I mean, for a super affordable build, I mean, look at all these inconsistencies. See how this needs to be cleaned up as well. None of these are perfect, and all that casting material in there. I mean, I'm sure if you send this to get ported for 200 bucks for a brand new one, pay somebody 250, whatever they charge for porting, get this thing ported, and like the guy that ports for me that I know, he actually has a machinist that could actually deck this nice and smooth and get it to be true. Like this one sits, this one's true. But I mean, I guess for the price, could make a difference. Very curious to what you guys would do. Let me know. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for this video today. I was just trying to rant about these Skunk 2 manifolds. Would you buy it? I really am very curious. I want to know below. I want to read these comments. Please feel free to speak your mind and let me know what you guys think. I don't even have nothing to put this thing on. It was one of those things like, hey, let's pick it up. Let's just see. Maybe I could use it in the future. I don't know. Maybe we'll case swap that Samurai. Who knows what we're going to do, you know? Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Click that follow. Hit that like. Do what you got to do. Share this video. Help a brother out, you know? Let's get this channel going a little bit more because I have been on standby. A lot of life situations have happened. A lot of details that I'm not going to get into right now. Therefore, I'll see you guys on the next one.